ChatGPT just lost 24% of its users in 12 months, not to one competitor, to 4 of them at the same time. And most people have no idea this is happening. The AI tool you probably use every single day, the one everyone talks about, is quietly losing the race. And I have the real numbers to prove it. Numbers from Similarweb, Apptopia, and Sensor Tower. Not opinions, not guesses. Actual live market data from the last 90 days. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which AI tool is winning, which one people are staying on the longest, and which one just overtook ChatGPT as the #1 downloaded AI app in the entire country. Stay right here because the answer is not what you think. Hey, zero-click work. Quick note before we start. A few months ago, I compared ChatGPT versus Claude versus Gemini to find which one does better work. That video was about quality and performance. Today is completely different. Today is about what is actually happening in the market right now. Real verified data from March 2026, which tools are growing, which are losing, and most importantly, which one people are staying on the longest once they actually try it. All sources linked in the description. Let us get into the numbers. Here is why this matters for you specifically. If you are using ChatGPT for your work, writing emails, doing research, creating content, solving problems, you might be using a tool that is falling behind its competitors. And the scary part is, you would not even know because ChatGPT still works. It still answers your questions. It still feels like the best option because it is the one everyone talks about. But in AI, the gap between good and great is enormous. Using the second best AI tool for your work is like using a 2-year-old phone. It still makes calls, it still sends messages, but it is slower, it misses features, and it is being left behind by everything around it. The question is not whether ChatGPT still works. It does. The question is, are there tools right now that do your specific tasks better, faster, and more accurately? And the data says yes, clearly. Let me show you exactly what the numbers reveal. Let us look at the actual numbers. 1 year ago, ChatGPT controlled 87% of the entire AI chatbot market. 87%. That is not market leadership. That is a monopoly. Today, that number is 68%, a drop of 19 percentage points in 12 months. That is the fastest collapse of market dominance in the history of the AI industry. Now, you might think 68% is still very high, and you are right. ChatGPT is still the leader. But here is what 19 points in 12 months actually means. It means that nearly 1 in 5 ChatGPT users decided to try something else, and a significant portion of them did not come back. On the app side, which tells us what people choose to use on their phones every day, the numbers are even more dramatic. ChatGPT's US app market share fell from 69% to 45%. That is not a small shift. That is a fundamentally different competitive landscape in the span of 1 year. And while ChatGPT was losing, Gemini was tripling from 5% to 18% globally, from 15% to 25% in the US. Google did not just gain users. Google took ChatGPT's users and kept them. And then there is the one that might surprise you the most. Grok, Elon Musk's AI, grew from 1.6% to 15.2% in the same period. That is nearly 10 times growth in 12 months. Now, what about Perplexity? Perplexity actually peaked at 6% US share in October 2025, then fell back below 2%. That tells us something important. Getting users is not enough. Keeping them is everything. And that is exactly why the next number I am about to show you is the most important one in this entire video. So why is this happening? 3 reasons, and they are more interesting than you might expect. Reason 1, ChatGPT requires effort. To use ChatGPT, you have to open a separate app. Type in a separate window, copy results back to wherever you are working. It exists outside your workflow. Gemini does not have this problem. Gemini is already inside Gmail, already inside Google Docs, already inside Google Search, already on 3 billion Android phones as the default assistant. Google did not just build a better AI, they built an AI that users do not have to choose. It is already there. And convenience always beats quality when the quality gap is small. Reason 2, the quality gap is closing fast. 1 year ago, ChatGPT was clearly the most capable AI for most tasks. That gap no longer exists in the same way. Independent tests show Claude code is significantly better than ChatGPT for complex coding. Gemini is stronger for image generation. Perplexity is better for live research. When AI tools reach similar quality levels, users choose the one that is most convenient. ChatGPT is no longer winning on quality alone. Reason 3, users are becoming smarter. 1 in 5 AI users now uses multiple AI apps, not just ChatGPT. They are using different tools for different tasks. And as they experiment, they are finding out that ChatGPT is not always the right tool for the job. But here's the part that nobody is talking about, and I promised you at the start that the answer was not what you think. It is not Gemini that is quietly winning the AI war. In the most important metric, it is Claude. Anthropic's Claude AI, the one you have heard of but probably do not use as your main tool. Here is why Claude is the real dark horse in this story. Average time spent per daily user, the metric that tells us which AI people find most useful once they actually sit down to use it. Claude is number 1, not ChatGPT, not Gemini. Claude, 34.7 minutes per daily active user. Compare that to ChatGPT's number. And then consider this. On Claude just became the number 1 downloaded AI app in the entire United States and Canada on iOS. Not temporarily, not for one day, right now. Why? Because when the US Department of Defense chose to partner with OpenAI, a significant number of users chose to uninstall ChatGPT in protest. Claude's daily downloads jumped by 200% in the same week, but here is what the downloads cannot tell you. The users who came to Claude, many of them stayed. Claude's churn rate, the percentage of users who stopped using it, dropped dramatically. It is now among the lowest of any major AI app. That means people who try Claude are keeping it. They are choosing it over going back to ChatGPT. And the engagement numbers show why. When you use Claude for complex tasks, writing, analysis, reasoning, it tends to produce output that feels more thoughtful and more complete. The average user who picks Claude stays for 34 minutes per session. That is not casual experimentation. That is deep, productive use. So what does all of this mean for you? The person watching this who uses AI tools for real work every single day. Here is my honest practical recommendation. Do not switch everything. Do not delete ChatGPT. Do not abandon what is working. Instead, use the right tool for the right task. For general questions and quick tasks, ChatGPT is still fast and reliable. Keep using it. For research that needs live internet results, Perplexity is still the best. We covered this in a previous video. For anything you do inside Gmail, Google Docs, or on Android, Gemini is already there and getting better every month. For complex writing, detailed analysis, long documents, and tasks where you want the most thoughtful output, try Claude. The 34-minute average session time tells you something important. People who use Claude for serious work are finding it worth their time. And for free, you can test all of this right now. All 4 tools have completely free plans. You do not need to commit to any of them. The smartest thing you can do in 2026 is use all 4. And discover which one serves your specific work the best. The AI war is not over. It is just getting interesting. Now, I want to hear from you, and I mean this question specifically, not just which AI you use, but which AI you think will be the number 1 tool by the end of 2026. ChatGPT fighting back. Gemini with Google's full distribution power behind it. Claude quietly winning on engagement, or something nobody is expecting yet. Drop your prediction in the comments right now. I read every single one and I reply to as many as I can. If this video showed you something you did not know before today, hit the like button. It takes 1 second and it genuinely helps YouTube show this to more people who are still using yesterday's tools for tomorrow's work. And subscribe. Because next week I am showing you exactly how I use AI to write 30 days of content in just 1 hour. Not a theory, not a tutorial. My actual workflow, the exact tools, the exact prompts, step by step. See you there.